What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we just got Loki episode 2, and it was amazing, and it ended on like a major cliffhanger, and we also introduced some more Kang the Conqueror Easter eggs, and more of that as well, and as well as Loki being a part of the TVA with the TVA jacket, and maybe being with Agent Mobius and the rest of the TVA agents and the rest of the TVA as well. So in this video, this is gonna be my Loki episode 2 breakdown. But if you have not seen Loki episode 2, you should probably click right now, because if you are trying to avoid spoilers. But if you're still here and you don't care, let's get into it. So Loki episode 2 starts in 1985 at a Renaissance fair where the TV agents are trying to hunt down the Loki variant, which they might have spotted him in the tent. And then as they find the variant Loki, the song I Need a Hero plays, and then as the Loki variant takes over the one of the TV agent's body, they kill another TV agent. Then after that, the Loki variant kills another TV agent, taking him into a branch timeline, which like the Loki variant used a time door to escape from. And now with the song I Need a Hero in this episode of Loki is obviously referring to a Loki comic that says Loki Hero at Last. Then next, when Loki is sitting down reading a jet ski magazine, Ms. Minutes asks him about what happens when a Nexus event branches past the red line. Then Loki says that they can no longer reset a Nexus event when it passes the red line. And now, with the term Nexus event that was referenced back in episode 1, was doing something that wasn't supposed to happen. For example, Loki grabbed the Tesseract and escaped from reality, which made him a variant. And when the Avengers went back in time to New York to retrieve the stones, that was supposed to happen. But Loki picking up the Tesseract and breaking reality was not supposed to happen, and that caused a Nexus event. Then Ms. Smith says it could lead to the destruction of the timeline and the collapse of reality. And then shortly after that, Mobius tells Loki that there's been an attack, and then Loki needs to go with him, and then he puts on a cool TVA jacket, and then 100B15 tells them about the attack, about the C-20 team going dark after they jumped the 1985 branch. She's also referring to the Loki variant that was at the Renaissance Fair that killed that took over one of the TVA agent's body, and then killing another TVA agent, and then tucking them into a branch alternate timeline to a time door. And then Mobius shows everyone the different variants of Loki, and he says that the two are not alike, in which Loki is referring to as illusion projection. Then Loki, Mobius, and the rest of the TV agents go back and they go to the attack at the Renaissance Fair where the TV agents were attacked by the Loki variant. And then as they locate the 10 looking for the Loki variant that attacked the TV agents and the C-20. And then Loki tells them that they have a saying in Asgard, which means to be aware of your surroundings. In which means that he is telling them that the variant standing right outside the tent, and when Mobius says he's lying, and he says that there isn't the variant outside the tent. And then shortly after that, the TV agents go to reset the timeline and to reset everything. And there is a Kang the Conqueror Easter egg in this episode, and when we zoom out of Roberto Rensselaer's office, we can see a statue of Kang the Conqueror, which we saw in the first episode of Loki, and we saw in the Loki trailers. That means like Kang the Conqueror is definitely on the way. Now, the reason why Kang the Conqueror statue is in Roberto's office is because Roberto was Kang's love interest in the Marvel Comics. And also that Kang is also a variant who can form it into several versions of himself, which makes them variants. Then, when Agent Mobius and Roberto are having a conversation, they talk about Loki and the Loki variant and the mission that had failed, and that he tells her that a variant likes to stall time, and then they're off doing, and then they'll catch the other one doing the same thing as well. And then he reveals that he's never met the old timekeepers. Even in the first episode, referencing back to the first episode, Loki was mentioned that Mobius was made made by the Timekeepers. And then Mobius tells Loki that he needs to look over some time-varying case files, and then the librarian hands Loki a couple of case files, and then he sits down to read them, and then we see a case file from the destruction of Asgard. And then we see on that case file is Ragnarok, obviously referring to the events that happened in Thor Ragnarok, total planetary destruction, and referring to a classic 7 apocalypse. And then when Loki and Mobius were having a conversation, then Loki tells Mobius that the variant could be hiding in the apocalypse, in which he is referring to Ragnarok. Then Loki and Mobius go to a real apocalypse in Italy in 79 AD, and then Loki accidentally reveals to the people of Italy that they're from the future, and they're from the Time Variance Authority. And then after that, Mobius tells Loki that they need to cross-reference with every apocalyptic event. And that he's telling him that Kabuli was only sold on Earth from 2047 to 2051. And now with Kabuli, it's a pack of blue chewing gum, and which it was a piece of evidence proving that a Nexus event occurred in 1549 when the TV agents were hunting down a Loki variant, a reference to the end of the last episode. And now with this, as they're looking into the future, that they're trying to track down the Loki variant. And it's by looking through all the natural disasters that happened in the last couple years and in the future before arriving in Alabama in 2050, and that's where they go to a rocks cart. And then right as Loki and Mobius and the rest of the TVA agents and the rest of the TVA are about to go into the future into a supermarket called Ross Cart, and then Hunter B-15 tells them about the variant and that this variant could be hiding anywhere and consider hostile. And then as they are hunting down the variant, they spot Hunter C-20 repeating many times, "It's real, it's real, it's real." And then she gives away the location of where the Timekeepers actually are and where they're at. And this episode ends with the variant and Loki fighting. And then with the variant taking another variant body and also over, and then we get the reveal of female Loki. Then as the TVA's alarms go off, they see that the secret timeline is going into chaos, and so what this means is that female Loki must have opened the multiverse. But this means that the multiverse has been opened. Everybody can see more of that in Spider-Man No Way Home and in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So this sets up so much more. And then the TVA agents go into an individual branch reality. And then when the female Loki escapes into another reality, Loki decides to go after her. And with Loki going after female Loki, a variant of himself, and we actually be seeing them like in the next episode sitting together, just having a chat, and like female Loki explains to Loki of what's happening, and this is her plan to like open up the multiverse and invade the TVA. And honestly, like I can't wait for Loki episode 3. Yeah, so that is gonna be my Loki episode 2 breakdown video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you rate this episode out of 10? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.